Man, I am really looking forward to interviewing Galen Richmond today. It's been years since I've seen him. We've known each other for over 30 years. And really, the only reason is because we have the same name and grew up in central Maine, many towns apart. But he and I have known each other for a long time. I don't know very much about him other than he's involved heavily in the Portland music scene. So I'm really excited to get to learn more about what he does in Portland for the music scene and get a better understanding of his music. So, I kind of wanted to start it off, kind of getting to know where you're from, but what was really interesting to me is that you and I met a long time ago,
yeah.
Skiing.
I don't know before that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. So I'll be honest, my memories of my childhood aren't always the best.
Sure.
So I remember vividly skiing with you at Sugarloaf while our dads went hiking.
Yeah, I remember that day as well. But we met the first time, it would have been like 1983 or 84.
Holy cow.
In front of Ames in Skowhegan. There's those two glass doors, like a double door situation, and I was there with my mom and you were there with your dad, and I had known that there was a kid that had my same name, and so they introduced us, and I was irritated to find out that you were older than me also, which meant you had the name first. And,
oh man!
And so then you and your dad left, and I asked my mom, well, in a little while I'm going to be older than him, right? And she said, no, that's not going to happen that way. So I was pretty miffed for a while, but I just want to clear the air. We're good now.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad. That's interesting. So 83 or 84. In 83, that would have put me at 5 years old.
Yep, me too.
Oh, okay. So I'm just a little bit older.
Just a few months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, your birthday, do you have like a...
April?
April birthday, yeah.
Yeah, when were you born?
October 78th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
Man, congratulations on your 40th birthday.
Thank you, coming right up.
Cheers to that. Yeah, so where were you born?
I was born in Strong, Maine. There was I don't think it couldn't still be there, but there was at the time a birthing center there, and a lot of the back to the landers, my folks were of that set, had their kids there, and so there's a handful of people right around our exact age, plus or minus a couple of years, that were born in this oddball little house in Strong.
Wow, midwives?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you're really heavily involved in the music scene here in Portland. You do some very creative, very interesting music. I got a chance to listen to some. But, kind of going back to your childhood, what got you into music, or what was your first musical memory?
The first music I remember, when I was really small, we didn't have electricity. Like, we were that kind of hippie. Yeah. And so all of the early music that I remember is my dad playing guitar. And I don't have a lot of clear memories of what those songs were, but there was this period when I was 19 or 20, around the age when a certain type of dude gets really into Dylan. And I remember hearing all these Dylan songs, being well, Jesus, I know this one too. How would I know this? And then kind of put it together that these were songs that my dad played when I was really little. So a lot of Dylan and Leonard Cohen stuff that was instantly familiar the first time I heard it, because it was already in the basement there.
And so what were some of the first bands that you were really into, or who influenced you, even early on?
Well, the first media that I owned was a cassette dub of a Weird Al album.
That's awesome.
So, Dare to Be Stupid, that was early stuff. And as a little guy, I really loved the Beatles a lot, and the Beach Boys to a lesser degree. Those were kind of the early bands when I was kind of a little kid.
Do you still listen to some of them now, I'm sure?
Yeah, I'll put on the B-side of Abbey Road with some regularity, and I think I definitely get more mileage out of the Beach Boys now than I did at the time, because as a little kid I was all pumped up about the surfing songs and sort of real candy pop ones.
Man, after this I'm going to have to go back and start listening to some Beach Boys. So, what instruments do you like playing now? I know I kind of want to get into some of the more electronics that you're doing, or some of the pieces that you've done, but what do you like to play now, and what kind of influences?
Right now it's pretty much about guitar for me, and I'm focusing on actually learning to play the guitar. I've played it forever, but I never I never got any better after 1999. I got to a place where I could sort of stumble through a show and coasted on that for however many years it's been since then. And I just recently started playing with guys that are a lot better than me as players, so I've been trying to like catch up as best I can. So I've been practicing a lot, and so yeah, mostly focused on the guitar right now and songwriting.
And that's the current project that you're working on now?
Yeah, it's been Lemon Pitch.
Lemon Pitch, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so, have you guys released anything, or are you performing?
No, we're playing a lot. I think our next thing is the 23rd of this month at Sun Tiki Studios, I believe.
Oh, great. Where is Sun Tiki?
Sun Tiki is on Forest Avenue, just past where the USM library is.
Oh, okay.
It's a newish venue, and they also have practice space rentals there. They're like hourly. They're doing a great job.
It used to be a tanning place.
Yeah, it used to be a tanning place.
Now that rings a bell when you describe the location.
Yep.
It used to be a tanning place in like an espresso bar or something like that.
Yeah,
so
smoothies and tanning.
Yeah, so they kept the name Sun Tiki, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So getting into kind of some of your electronic pieces, you're an electrical engineer. Is that something that drove you to really work with a wide variety of bending circuits? Now, correct me if I'm wrong on any of the terminology, but you're using gaming devices to be able to drive sound, such as in Computer C. What really inspired you there? Was that the electrical engineer side of it, or
no? It's kind of backwards from that. I had no real involvement or interest in electronics or technology, and then I was reading an article about circuit bending, which is the practice of opening up old sound-making equipment, either toys or shitty keyboards from the 80s or old drum machines, and intentionally short-circuiting the circuit in ways that produce sounds that weren't designed by the manufacturer. So I got interested in that, and I was looking on eBay, and I was going to buy a circuit bend speak and spell, and then it occurred to me that I could probably just figure out how to do that. And so I was really heavily into that for a lot of years, and as you sort of fumble around with electronics for enough time, you'll have to start learning stuff. And I got to a certain point where I felt like I had learned about as much as I had the discipline to learn on my own, and I was also at that time doing social work and getting kind of burnt out on that. So I wound up going back to school for engineering. This would have been in like 2012, maybe 2011.
So really the love for music and the electronical piece drove you to kind of get into that electrical engineering piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely from fucking around with speak and spells
that's awesome.
Wound up being an engineer.
That's awesome. And so that, at least my understanding, has no real parallel to many other projects that you done. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah. With Computer at Sea, I initially, that project, I was more interested at first in the machines and the systems of making the sounds, and then like figuring out how to get them all to behave as much as they would in a live setting. And I wanted to try to like develop a live electronic show that was really in the moment and like live feeling.
Well, the whole album's great.
Thanks.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Nick had shared it with me and said, you might want to check this out. I listened to it 3 times over.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just really like not only just to kind of get a feel for it, but what you're trying to accomplish, but really trying to understand, the flow of the album from beginning to end. And it's really very impressive. And
thank you. I was proud of that.
Yeah, I would be too if I were you, definitely. If it's all right with you, I mean, I know you share it online, but maybe at the end of this we can, we'll put a track in or part of a track or something like that, so people can listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so in terms of the music scene, has that grown itself? I mean,
it seemed like for a while every year someone was like, well, this is the year that some band is going to make it big, and ultimately no one really did, and I think that's been a good thing. And there've been runs of 2 or 3 really fantastic years, and then some sort of fallow times, and then it's very cyclical. There are, I think, on the balance, more bands now than there were. Well, definitely than there were in like the beginning of the 2000s and the 90s. Yeah, but I've always been like pretty impressed with the level of quality of the bands. There's at any given time there's usually 2 or 3 bands that I'm very excited to go see.
Oh, that's great. And what venues do you like to venture out to? Or I should say, we'll break this up into 2 parts. One of them is what venues do you like to go and watch live music at?
You know, I dig, like I was saying, Sun-Tiki I think is great. I love the Aphodian. And, you know, the bowling alley has much better sound than you would expect.
Bayside?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Those are kind of the 3 places that I most prefer right now.
And so someone from out of town that might be coming here for the first time, checking out local music scenes, we've talked about some of the venues, but you know, what would you encourage them to do to just kind of get the flavor of the music in the Portland scene?
I would say like go to a couple of different kinds of venues. Like you're going to see a different set of bands at like Empire or Home than you would at Gino's. I mean, it doesn't seem like anyone's really coming here to find out about bands. Everyone's coming here to find out about food, which is totally fine. I think it would be grotesque if like if it was all about local music instead of local food.
Well, I know local food seems to be the driver here in Portland, at least.
Yeah, and nothing against local food. Like we've obviously got some unbelievable restaurants that really spoiled in that regard. Great restaurants and bars and so forth.
Well, in terms of like the Portland music scene and trying to drive ahead, if that is even the goal, what are some of the challenges that you'd say that the Portland music scene might face in your mind, of course, you know, from your
we're a small city.
Yeah.
And
like 80,000, 100,000 people. It's not even.
Yeah, it's smaller than that, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's a very small set of people that go out to shows. And you know, I like that. I do like to like see the people at the shows and, you know, see kind of some of the same people throughout the years and some new people come in. But I think that I think we have by far more bands than audience. But I don't necessarily think that's a limitation.
Yeah. And Maine's always kind of been that last outpost.
Yeah.
You know, things go through New York and Boston before it hits Maine. I mean,
if it does.
Yeah, if it does, right? And so, do you think that that's kind of the challenge, or you're thinking the population and just the extent to getting up here is probably not really as much of a pull to come up and check out explicitly local music and then say, oh, the food scene's cool too. Yeah. So it sounds like that might be some of the challenges.
And I mean, it's also like it's hard to know about it if you're not there. I mean, and not going to shows. It's hard to know, you know, what's what.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Kind of, you know, wrapping it up and getting into the music itself. So, you know, where can people get your music? Where can they buy your music?
Sure. Right now, you can go to computeratc.com to hear the Computer at Sea stuff, the electronic stuff. And you could I have way too many records still from that, so you can hit me up there if you want one of those.
Can they contact you through your website for that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's just a Bandcamp page. But yeah, I thought I had sold almost all of them, and then I found another box of 100.
Oh, great.
Storage. Well, it's not really nice. I got man.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody that wants this record has it, you know, already.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
and that's also a limitation of the size of the music scene here.
Sure. Yeah, and that's hopefully the goal of everyone, is to kind of expand people's, you know, awareness of what's out there. And then you mentioned Sun-Tiki. What was the date on that again?
8/23.
8/23.
Yeah, with KG Freeze, and I can't remember the other band.
Great. Let's go see Lemon Pitch 823
Yeah.
at Sun Tiki. Yeah, man, this is really cool. I mean, I think with the studio upstairs, probably a good time to finish our beers and shoot the shit. But no, seriously, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate this, and yeah, thanks for taking the time.